everybody, welcome to Takeoff with John Clark, presented by Rivers Casino. We are at the Mike Quick golf outing to benefit the first tee of Philadelphia. Jason Kelce, our very, very special guest. You had a heck of a drive on the first hole.
Yeah.
Showing that power.
Worked out. It went straight, that hole. It doesn't always go straight, so that was a good one to be on camera.
That's golf. Now, we were at an event a couple weeks ago at the Philadelphia Country Club. I was standing on a tee box with your former Super Bowl champion teammate Brent Selleck.
Yeah.
Now, a ball got pretty close to us. And then we saw you coming on the cart.
It can go all over the place. Yeah, it's got a lot of range, so it can end up on tee boxes, opposing fairways. I've been very accustomed to hitting off of the fairway on the other side of holes. So, yeah, it can be anywhere. Who knows sometimes.
Is golf that much crazier than football from a mental perspective? Is it that much harder?
It's just different. I wouldn't say it's harder. I think golf is a game of consistency. You know, every sport is consistent, but golf is probably that to the max. You know, you don't have to worry about somebody trying to take your head off, which is another mental issue you got to struggle with in football. But you know, I think that in terms of mastering yourself, golf is about as hard as it comes.
And a couple of guys have said you're still there at the NovaCare complex a lot.
Yeah.
Are you trying to stay in touch with that part of it that you love, the camaraderie, being around the guys?
I mean, part of it's that. Part of it's just getting a free lift down in a NovaCare. I think, you know, I've gotten accustomed to going down there. I love going down there. It keeps me involved with it, whether it's being around the guys, being around the coaches, my mind in the game from, you know, what teams are doing to try and prepare for this coming season and things the defenses are getting ready to do. So, you know, the game's always evolving, and if I want to stay knowledgeable about it, I think you have to continue to stay involved, to stay around the game, to stay around the guys that are in it, stay around the coaches that are in it. And for me, I kind of get a twofer. I get to be able to work out and kind of poke my head around a little bit.
And a couple of the guys have said you have given your number to them if they need anything to call the young center, and then Cam Jurgens obviously taking over for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cam is going to have a phenomenal year. Really talented player, has a lot of strength physically, very strong player, plays above his size, and then he's incredibly athletic, and he's got some more newness to him. So I think he's going to be a phenomenal player this year for the Eagles. And I'm here to help in any way I can with all these guys. Obviously, playing center, I can offer more, you know, personal experience, the most to Cam and to Dylan and to all those, Matt Hennessy, all the guys who are going to be playing the center position, whoever that is. But I think, you know, I can also offer anybody coming into Philadelphia for the first time. Obviously, I've lived here now for 13 years. You know, offer, you know, my thoughts on the city, where to be at, you know, whatever your vibe is, or someplace to be at, and you know, I can kind of shed light on that, shed light on what it's like to play in Philadelphia, and I'm going to try and help anybody, coaches, players, any way I can.
And obviously the Kelce Bash has become a huge deal down in Sea Isle City every year at the Ocean Drive, Wednesday, June 26th. Did I get the correct date?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's always the Wednesday before July 4th.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
Yeah, and we're going to be broadcasting on NBC. We're going to stream it from 4 to 5 p.m. Wednesday, June 26th. How proud are you of the way it's grown? I think you guys raised $100,000 the first year, and last year maybe $500,000 for the Eagles Autism Foundation charities.
Yeah, no, we've been fortunate enough to raise a lot of money, and really that's a testament to the community in Sea Isle. They show up each and every year, and it's gotten bigger and better. Ryan Hammond, the head of Eagles Autism Foundation, or Eagles Charitable Foundation, Eagles Autism Challenge, she's a workhorse. She's the one who really started the whole thing. We were sitting there on the beach in Sea Isle one year talking about it, and we had a full-blown event within a week. And the people at the OD, the bartenders, all the people that work there, they go above and beyond to really set it up and make it outstanding. Players show out, coaches show up, and it really turns into an event that everybody's just happy to be there. My brother has been quoted as it's probably his most favorite charity event he's ever been to. It's just a great time, and we've been fortunate enough to raise a lot of money for a great cause, and you know, we're going to be excited to do it for our 4th year.
And I tell you, you are like Brandon Graham, just out in the community all the time. You're here at this charity golf event. Does it ever become overwhelming? Because everywhere you go, everybody wants a piece of, you know, pictures, autographs, and everything. I mean, you are one of the most popular people that have come through this town.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I think it's, I'm very fortunate to be able to have played a game for my entire career. I think Brandon would say the same thing. You grow up loving to do something, and we're fortunate that the game of football in the United States, and in particular in Philadelphia, is such an important, integral part of the city and brings so much joy and satisfaction and relevance to this city. And, you try and give back when you can. You try and stay involved in the community. You try and pay it forward because you realize that the only reason we're in these situations, the only reason everybody knows who we are and there's so much media coverage of the sport is because of that interest from the fans and from the community. And I certainly think that both of us understand that dynamic and understand that it's on us to pay it back to the community.
So do you feel any pressure to keep one-upping yourself with the Kelce Bash? You've had some really special guests come through, your brothers joining. Any other special guests coming through this year that you can tell us?
No, I mean, we'll see. I think I feel zero pressure to one-up it. The only pressure I have each and every year is to have as much fun as humanly possible. And if we're doing that, I don't care who shows up.
Hey, celebrity cook Steve Martirano is bringing his Italian-American cooking back home to Philly, where it started. Enjoy Martirano's Prime at Rivers Casino and Steve's famous meatballs with Sunday gravy, prime steaks, and more. So make reservations for Martirano's Prime on Open Table. I've been to the one in Fort Lauderdale. I'm glad it's back in Philly. How about this Eagles team? Because you were there for the slide at the end of the year. And we heard these Phillies this year talk about how we should have been in the World Series last year. We know it, and they kind of came on a mission this year. Do you sense that the Eagles team could come out that way this year?
Oh, absolutely. I think that if you look at, first of all, if you look at the talent, offensively, there's no reason this team shouldn't be top 5, if not the best offense in the NFL. They're loaded across the board. And I think that Kellen will bring some fresh eyes on things, him and Nick and everybody on the offensive staff, Stout. Those guys are going to be really trying to figure out what happened at the end of the year. And I think that'll lead to some innovation and some things that they're going to really catch teams off guard, I'm sure. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Defensively, Vic's obviously been around for a long time. Really, really talented. Our special teams was great last year for the most part. I really don't think the expectation for me is very, very high. And I think for the city, it should be very, very high. You still got to go out there and do it. I don't like saying, we should have did this, should have did that. We didn't, right? Fact of the matter is we lost, and we had a really, really, a catastrophic end of the season. And, there wasn't any one reason here and there. It was kind of a perfect storm. What caused us to lose to the 49ers isn't the reason we lost to the Giants, and isn't the reason that we lost, to Tampa Bay. Like everything each game was different, and each person really took their turn, whether it was players, whether it was coaches. It's kind of really was a full team effort in just awful football. So it sucks to end it that way, but knowing the guys that are in that locker room, knowing the guys that are up there in the coaching staff, they're really, really hard at work to figure this out and to make sure that they hit the ground running to start the season out. So I feel great about this year, quite frankly. I'm really, really upset that I'm not going to be out there with them. I think very, very strongly it's going to be a phenomenal season for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm looking forward to watching that.
And second week of the season, Monday Night Countdown, your new gig.
Pretty crazy.
You're going to be right back at it.
It's nuts, yeah. Home opener in Philadelphia. Yeah. I'll be right back here. So I think it'll be a pretty awesome environment. It'll be interesting to experience it on the other side for the first time. And I think it'll be, we're going to take it and we'll see how it goes.
So we saw you at the Bills game. You got to have fun with the Bills Mafia.
That's right.
You're going to have the chance to tailgate with some Eagles fans?
For sure, yeah. Depending on the night. I think it's, I don't know how much, Bills Mafia tailgating I'm going to do Sunday before I got to work Monday. Right. But I'm sure we can find some days that are going to work really, really well. That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to this year, not being a player. This is my first year I really get to just take in the NFL landscape. And we just talked about wins, losses. I don't feel comfortable because I haven't done my homework yet enough to say something like that.
All good.
But I think now I'm going to be able to. Now I'm going to be able to sit on my couch, take in all the games. I'm going to be able to go to games. I'm going to be able to experience, the tailgating like I did up in Buffalo, which was such a joy to be on that side of the game. And I'm looking forward to that to an extent. Certainly not, that doesn't outweigh how much it's going to hurt having to watch it and not be out there. But it's every point in your life has a time for something, and I'm looking forward to this time for me.
Have you thought at all about you're going to have to watch some Eagles tape now for that Monday Night Countdown show and be kind of a critic?
No, yeah, I mean, I've been doing that my whole career. I think that if you're doing your job as a player, you're being critical of what you're doing, what's happening with the group, what's happening from the coaches. I think especially the older you get, people throughout the building lean on you to be that, right? They want to know what your actual point of view is. They don't want you to, and maybe in the media, you're kind of saying that through a little bit of rose-colored glasses, but certainly within the building, you get used to the criticalness of it. And, if you're not critical of yourself, of your teammates, of your coaches, in an honest way, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So I don't think it'll be that much different than what I've been doing. Obviously, I won't have as many resources with my teammates and coaches to lean on their perspectives, which helps you then internalize your own perspective. But, I don't think that'll be that different. Now I'm just going to be spouting it off to millions of people watching on television. Yeah.
And the Kelce Bash, Sea Isle City, Wednesday, June 26th. It is going to be wild. It's going to be a good time. We're going to broadcast it on NBC 10. And all the funds go to a great cause, the Eagles Autism Foundation.
Absolutely, yeah. Ryan Hammond, Eagles Autism Foundation, Eagles Charitable Foundation. They do a phenomenal job. In just a short period of time, it's incredible the amount of work they've done, the amount of awareness and funds that they've raised. So to be able to participate with our fourth Kelce Bash, I guess we're calling it, I think it's awesome, and very happy that my family and I can, lend ourselves in any way to help the cause.
And we love the fact that you're making your home in the Philly area after your playing career.
I mean, listen, I don't think my wife would have it any other way, so I don't know that there was a choice there.
Nice.
Kylie wouldn't have let it happen anywhere else.
And she's busy too.
She is.
Gave the commencement speech.
That's right.
Cabrini College last hurrah.
She planned she was part of planning the entire Eagles Autism Challenge. She's on that whole committee, so she was busy doing that for the last 2 months, and on top of that, trying to write a commencement speech for alma mater's last graduation. Yeah. So it was a very busy week for her, to say the least.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time. We look forward to the Beach Bash.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, Jason.
See you there.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.